Season's greetings. This is the Wassailing of Claus Manor, part one of maybe two. It's been a couple years since we played this game, so we're gonna step through the rule book, make characters, and just get right into it. Um, so I'm gonna read the introduction. In this story, it's the dawn of the 20th century. Amid foreboding war and festering industry, the North Pole reaches a breaking point. A lavish lifestyle, generational torch passing, and the demands of an exploding world population push the inhabitants of Claus Manor to embrace dark and arcane forms of the holiday spirit. All too quickly, the manor will become the epicenter of Bedlam. Unbeknownst to most of our world's inhabitants, there might never have been a Christmas again if not for the patience and cunning of the Claus family's servant staff, unsung valets of joy in Gummelikit. It looks like a German word, in the thick of winter. And so here you are, days before Christmas, and all through the house, everything stirs and strange things are roused. This book covers everything you'll need to tell the story of the Wassailing, a maelstrom of Yuletide fervor amongst the Clauses and their servant staff at a time of industrial-sized upheaval. In a perfect world, everything would tidy up splendidly. Santa and his cohort successfully packaging up gifts for the world's adolescent citizens and completing his errands just like any other year. If you'd been alive at the time, you'd know it's not a perfect world, and the holiday didn't end up wrapped in a nice bow. But you weren't. So we're playing this game to find out what happened, what really happened. So, um, basically, in this game, we are playing servants of the Claus family, um, who are trying to keep everything from spiraling into chaos, from helping keep Claus Manor's operations running while these eccentric, eternal family members have turned to the dark arts and dark, sinister forces to meet their own goals. Um, this group's played together a lot. We'll just touch on the fact that this game has violence, blood, light body horror, occult things, possibly harm to magical reindeer, harm to naughty children. We can use the X card. We can type in any lines and veils that come up if we want in the chat. But I think we're just going to touch on that and keep going if that's cool with everybody. Just a couple of principles about kind of the spirit of this game. So for your characters, we're going to make them in a second. Um, your characters need this job. um, the conditions are nettling and the family aggravating, but this job provides status and stability that feel unattainable should you be dismissed. Losing this job is as good as death. Also, the clauses need you. Not you specifically, but someone must guide the family's arcane behavior towards modern norms and practices. Make no mistake, the family does not appreciate the value of this notion. Sorry, these are principles I'm reading, so they have little titles. Baby, it's cold inside. Despite these previous two principles, Claus Manor does its very best to make your stay uncomfortable. As you add details to the manor, embrace the things that make it wondrous but disquieting. Start nice and naughty. Despite their tensions, the staff depend on each other and genuinely care about the Clauses and their mission. You'll try the best you can to make everyone happy, but at some point, you'll need some subterfuge. And finally, we repeat, you need this job. You're not here because you have options in life. If something feels like it would jeopardize your employment, do everything you can to avoid that thing occurring. A couple more just guiding principles. Again, you are not your character, so dramatic irony. You'll be aware of things your character doesn't have a clue about, but it's kind of fun to kind of push them into bad situations. Um, and Play to lose, kind of. Rip off the wrapping paper, shred the packaging, and play with the toys inside. Getting your character through these events with dents and gouges will be more fun than a pristine playthrough. You have safeguards against total obliteration. Take it to the edge and use them. So there's some principles. I'm going to introduce the family who you'll be serving, and then we'll make characters. So just as a quick overview, at this point, in the manor's illustrious history, it hosts six immortal beings related to the Claus lineage. There is, of course, Santa and Gertrude, the Lord and Lady of the house. And actually, I have cards for these, which are fun. So there's Lord Santa,
You
and
got me
there
with these
is,
terrifying cards.
yeah. Oh, wait, that wasn't Santa. Still a bit
Ugh,
unsettling.
almost worse.
Yeah. There's Lord Santa. There's Lady Gertrude Claus, the Lord and Lady of the house. The Clauses have sworn to foster prosperity and joy among humans, with Santa distributing gifts to the world's children while Gertrude manages operations. Santa and Gertrude have two adopted children who will take up the mantle someday. Jolnir, a formal and proper young lad, um, and Kringla, a teenage woman discovered in the woods who's still a bit feral, if we're being honest. Um, I just want to find the picture of Jolnir so I show you the right one. Jolnir, okay. That is Jolnir Claus and Kringla Claus. Two members of the Moreau's clan, defenders of humanity against armies of evil, have also arrived to stay with the Clauses. We have Dead Moreau's, spelled D-E-D, the former general of the North, who is retired from military service, and his daughter Snegurochka will someday take his place. So he's brought her to Claus Manor for some culturing before her tour in the brutal icy wastes. So each of the family members is developing a peculiar trouble as they explore the darker sides of their power and cunning. Your task, aside from maintaining the order of the manor, will be to quell these troubles before they plunge the manor into total chaos. We'll learn more about the family as you stumble upon their troubles, but for now, let's find out about your role in all of this. So, character creation. Is everyone able to see the character sheets?
Is it in the same PDF as everything else? Or is it
It's
separate?
in the PDF and is also a separate, just standalone sheet, which was, I think, was a separate email. Um, Either one will work, or you can just write it down. Um, in this time of tumult and economic disparity, you've procured employment as part of the Claus family's servant staff. While the family manages their annual duty distributing Christmas around the globe, you and your cohort maintain the prim protocol of the household the other 364 days of their lives at the North Pole. So you're going to choose an occupation, background, then your seniority, like how long you've been working for the Clauses, and then your spirit trouble, which we'll kind of explain as we go. And this just says, remember, you are not particularly special, but you labor in a particularly special place. Do not lose this job. It seems to say that a lot. I don't know. That's interesting.
Almost like it's almost like the job is going to be threatened.
Yeah, almost like yeah, it's Christmas, right?
Yeah.
So first, you're gonna pick an occupation. Each of these, it looks like there's six occupations. Maybe just make sure we don't overlap. The clauses hired you for your finely honed set of household skills, skills that make you a dream for people like the clauses. Choose a position based on how you want to go about solving problems. So we have a butler, chauffeur, a cook, housekeeper, maid, or a valet. And each of those has some associated skills below it. But whoever wants to jump in, make some choices.
Uh, Dyan, were you about to say something?
No, I was gonna say go ahead, Akie
Oh,
first. You seem to
I
have
was I was looking at cook. I was thinking about cook.
Nice.
love it. Did you have a thought, Skye?
You go with yours and I'll go from there because I've got like three.
Nice.
So
Okay.
yeah, I
I
like
think
two
I'll
ones.
go with chauffeur.
Fun.
I think in that case, I'm gonna do um is I'm gonna do valet.
Nice. I'm trying to remember like Downton for some of these, like, but
Val was my secondary.
nice. And we'll come back and review all this when we have everything. But next year, your background. Claus Manor drips with history, and something from each inhabitant's past lingers above its floorboards. Choose a background based on how you want to draw on your character's history for solving problems. So the options include farm kid, city mouse, military conscript, starving artist, street urchin, lapsed clergy, degenerate gambler, and quack doctor. So occupation is your current job and skills. Background is kind of where you've come from that might say more about your history.
Does anyone have any they're drawn to, first off?
I I have what I'm thinking of.
Which one?
I was thinking of City Mouse
Mm.
because I kind of like that lending itself well to the gossip side
Mm.
of being a valet.
I have I have three that could work for Cook. I'm kind of ready to improv this one, but I'm drawn to degenerate gambler, I think. Yes, degenerate gambler is my top choice. Lapsed clergy, close second.
Mm-hmm.
That was my close second too. I think I'm going to go with quack doctor.
Oh,
But
these are all great.
lapsed clergy was also my close second there.
Also, want to call out in the text here, the skills under that are heresy and hearsay. Just
Right?
Just very cute.
yeah.
Gotta love it.
So we have lapsed clergy and was it degenerate gambler?
Oh, I'm going to go with quack doctor,
Oh, quack
actually.
doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
And you were city mouse, right?
I was thinking about it, but then I'm also kind of like maybe I want something different than because
Mm-hmm.
gossip and socializing are
Mm.
so
Mm-hmm.
close. So I think I was really trying to remember what I was last year so that I could make sure that I didn't pick anything that I was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Akie, which
I
did you
know you
pick?
were a cook. I remember you were a
I
cook.
think you were
That's right.
and
Yeah.
honestly, I think you might have been Cook degenerate gambler, which I
Okay.
just
No,
chose.
I think I was the degenerate
You were the
gambler.
degenerate. Okay.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
right.
I was the maid degenerate. Okay, I might be wrong, but I think I
That
was the
sounds
maid
right.
degenerate
Yeah.
gambler. And then Aki, you were the butler, right?
I was definitely a military conscript.
Military, yeah.
I
Yes.
think butler.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I
what I thought
remember
too.
a lot
Chauffeur,
of
one of those.
militariness. Yeah.
Oh, were you sure? If you're a chauffeur, maybe I'll swap to butler. I thought you were the butler.
I
Uh,
think
I don't remember what I was last
Yeah.
I just want something I want something a little bit more dastardly for my
Mm.
background because I feel like with a valet, like
Mm-hmm.
I like something a little bit naughty as part of it. City Mouse could be, but I think I'm gonna go with starving artist.
I was just thinking when you said
I was gonna
that.
go with
Yeah.
that or street urchin, and I
Right.
feel like I might have been street urchin last time, so I'll go with starving artist.
Great.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you write all these down or circle them on your sheet, however you want. We'll come back to those skills, but those are basically going to be come into play when you attempt to do stuff and maybe give you advantages. So then we have seniority. There's a couple things to mention, but basically, how long have you worked for the clauses? Based on your selection, you'll start with some benefits and a heap of holiday spirit. So these range from, if this is your first day, you start with one holiday spirit. If you've been here a few months, you can be here a little over a year. You can have been here a few years or as long as anyone can remember. And very briefly, just to call out the things on here, holiday spirit we'll get to, but it makes it harder to keep your job. When a character reaches 6 holiday spirit, they're removed from play. Too jolly. As holiday spirit increases, characters also gain complications to their spirit trouble, which we'll get to next. As such, more senior characters will need to be cunning to stay employed. If you are skilled with any family members, we'll just mention that when we get to it. So, depending on your seniority you choose, you'll have a starting amount of holiday spirit. Just keeping in mind that things will threaten to make that go up, and if it hits 6, your character is dismissed. Ducks on here is basically a token you get, and that's an ability to basically duck a task, a trouble that's set to you, and have another character have to deal with it. We haven't actually really used that in the last game, but that's another option. And then family member is a skill. So if you choose from the last couple options here, you get to say one of those family members that you just have a longer relationship with. You know them well, and that basically will give you an advantage if you're dealing with them. Does that make sense at a glance?
Oh yeah.
Any thoughts?
I think I'd like to have been there probably for like either a little over a year or a few years.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say a little over a year. How about y'all?
Feel like the cook has been there either for a few years or dangerously, as long as anyone can remember.
Ooh,
That's fun.
that is dangerous.
Hmm. And if I choose that, I should make a quick note of a backup character.
Yeah, that can happen. There are a couple other mechanics which we'll get to that kind of like masks in the between. There's a version of that in this that can kind of save your skin.
I'll do a few months.
Okay.
Kind of new.
I guess I'm gonna go with as long as anyone can remember. Who,
Awesome. Yeah,
fortune favors the bold.
that's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a little over a year for both Skye and Dyan's characters. Is that right?
No,
Uh,
a few months.
A
Yeah.
few months. Okay. So just note your starting holiday spirit and the number of ducks you have, and then for Akie, you get to think of 2 of those family members that you have as skills. So it's Lord Claus, Gertrude Claus, the 2 children, Jolnir or Kringla, or the visiting family members, Dead Morose or Snegorochka Morose.
I think. Would you like to know now? Because I have a pretty good idea.
Sweet. I think just before maybe when we review characters, you can tell us, just so I know before cards are drawn. Um, all right, and then last thing to choose here is your spirit trouble. As the magical thinking of the Claus family starts to rub off, your quirks will develop into troubles for you and those around you. Your level of holiday spirit determines how problematic the trouble is at any point. So you can either just kind of pick one of these based on description, or if you are looking at the PDF, you can peek ahead. It says pages 23 to 24. I have pages 22 to 23 in the book here, so but at a glance, these are sort of like conditions that you just have, and they get worse as your holiday spirit goes up. They kind of compel you in certain role play directions. So you have earworm. You love a good Christmas carol. Sweet tooth. You're a connoisseur of confections. Think fast. You are a snowball fight aficionado. Sovereign of the North. You've got a bit of an ego. Fire is so delightful. Nothing relaxes you more than a Yule log. Or visions of sugar plums. You feel like you can sense the future. If you all
Right.
want to take a minute to look at that to see how those escalate, if that's things you want to role play, you can do that, or if you just want to grab one and go for it.
If this is connected to your holiday spirit,
Yeah, so if you are
I'm
starting at
starting at 5.
5, and I think we
Wild.
didn't quite do this before, but I'm going to say that basically um, all the numbers leading up to that apply.
Right.
I guess some of these that's we'll kind of look at it case by case to interpret it a little bit.
I'm trying not to look at the further page.
Nice.
But I seem to remember picking the Christmas Carol one last time.
Hmm.
So I'm not gonna do that. And I think I'm gonna do the um the sweet tooth one, if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
that's blind, so I haven't looked at it
That's great.
to recall what that means. So,
And you've been here a few months, you said?
mhm.
Cool.
I'm quite drawn to the think fast, if unless Aki, you're also drawn
No,
to
no,
that
no, no.
one.
Please. That's all you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oof.
So this is under, is this the trouble box that we put it? Or is that other trouble too?
Um, no, I need to look at what that sheet looks like because it is not in this book. Hold on. These are spirit troubles.
Okay, I think that's it. Yeah.
And you have a level of that based on your
Spirit
background.
Spirit.
level.
Oh, I see. Yeah, holiday spirit. You just write your starting number,
Hmm.
and then trouble. You can write in the name of it in that box under trouble, and then the sort of um, conditions of it will write it in as we add that.
Aren't you already at whatever number your spirit's at?
Hmm.
Right? Okay, just checking.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
write those in then. Ooh, that's fun. I also didn't look through the whole thing.
Mhm.
I mean, that's
That
awesome. That's the way
escalates
to do
quickly. Love it.
it. I'm really curious what the cook is going to have here if you're starting out at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all pretty insane. I'm gonna go with Fire is so delightful since
Oh, that one's fun.
the cook's talent is flame.
Hmm.
So just full blown.
Hmm.
Let's do
Hmm.
it. Okay.
I am cool. So I think we're gonna, if everyone's happy with those, we're gonna kind of go back and summarize in a minute here our characters. But as far as the specifics of your spirit trouble, if you all want to look at basically you as players can keep track of that, and I will also look at it in between us. We'll remember it. So I may kind of call on that or try to bring that into the fiction, but you should as well. Um, um, yeah. Okay. So, do y'all want a minute to think about character names, or anyone feel ready to go?
And yes, sorry, just saw Skye. You said yes. I think I did do Visions of Sugar Plums last year
Sugar
or the year
plums.
before, whenever.
Great. Mhm. Actually, let's do this. I'll just finish summarizing quick rule overview, and then we'll maybe do our short like beverage break or something, and then we can just intro characters when we start, like we usually do. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, this handy guide for the sections. This is turns out it's easier if you follow it. So I'm going to summarize rules really briefly. Most of these, when they come up, we'll go back to them anyway. But okay. So we mentioned holiday spirit. Um, Just a bit more description. The inhabitants of Claus Manor tend to sugarcoat the tribulations of the era and their particular stations by developing surreally saccharine perspectives. It's the holiday spirit. Seeing snowdrifts as whipped cream in a marshmallow world is all well and yummy up to a point, but it grows easier to wander into true danger when you spread frosting over the warning signs. As such, a staff member completely succumbing to the spirit would be grounds for dismissal. A hard line must be maintained between business and Christmas. So if a staff member reaches 6 holiday spirit, you'll describe how they are dismissed from the manor, become a Christmas folk tale, and are removed from play. Um, we have a mechanic in here called spirit breaks, which can basically let you tap the brakes if you don't like the way a roll went. So they're basically like masks in the between. There are, I think, 5 of them, and each character can use any 2 of them. Like you can do that up to twice, basically. So you can bump up a roll. Just know that you have that option. Your ducks. So I think everyone has at least one duck. Yeah. Basically, with time and experience serving a household like Claus Manor, one naturally gains some authority. It's a measly commodity, but delegation can be salvation. The Wassailing uses a token system of ducks to represent the ability to assert authority and duck responsibility by pushing risky tasks onto other characters. Ducks, you gain them in character creation, and they're passed around the staff until someone's goose is cooked. These should be tracked. I'll just write them down, but have it on your sheet as well, a token or a mark on your sheet. Basically, how you use a duck is um, when you want to push a situation onto another character, like the troubles, which we'll get to when you have a task you have to deal with, you just basically say what you do to push that onto another character, and you pass them that duck token. The receiving player will have to take an action to resolve it, and then they have that duck they can spend. A couple other things happen, but at some point, you can also spend a duck to discuss that another staff's member, sorry, to just suggest that another staff's member's goose is cooked. So you can basically challenge them to prove their worth. Um, and say things like, I bet you don't actually know how to do this, or you'll never be as good as this other person, or this could only be done by so and so. A couple of things like that. Um, if the other character accepts this challenge, the whole staff can reduce their holiday spirit by 1 after the roll, even if the roll fails. So just like a big drama, heightened PvP moment. Um, each player character can only be goosed once per session. And anyway, that's just another thing we haven't really played with, but it's an option. So you can spend a duck to either, like, you can pass it to another character to avoid responsibility, or you can spend it to say that their goose is cooked and kind of challenge them. Aside from that, there's just a couple roles here. This is based on trophies, so if anyone remembers from playing that, there is a spirit roll, which is like a ruin roll. So that will be prompted by me if it's a reactive roll. If a staff member sees something disturbing, we might have you make a spirit roll to see if you cope with it or if it makes your holiday spirit go up. You'll basically roll a d6 and we'll compare it to your holiday spirit. The main roll you'll be making, though, is a trouble roll, which is when you're trying to see how your plan goes. So we'll kind of look at your skills, we'll put together a couple dice, see how that goes. And then finally, there's a dispute roll. If you want to actually have have a standoff, like a contest against each other, like a duel of sorts, you can kind of roll a pool of dice against each other and see how it goes. That's basically the mechanics. Um, Throughout play, I'll be drawing from these cards, seeing which family member comes up. I'll be reading their prompts, giving you their sort of trouble that that family member approaches you with. But each of these family members also has if you'll remember, similar to your holiday spirit, they have ascending levels of their trouble. So they start at 0. Once they hit 5, something terrible happens and the game's over, basically. So as you get their trouble to deal with, you'll be trying to make it go away. If you fail, it'll go up by 1, and that kind of keeps cycling through. We'll come back to all that when we play. But I think the last thing before a short break is just a bit of gossip, just to kind of get into the setting for a minute. Any questions about rules and setup so far? Mostly get to it when it comes up. Okay. So as staff members, these are just a couple things that people say about the manor. This is like paint the scene. These may or may not be true, but these are just things that you've heard. In which room did a fire recently get out of hand? And whose careless behavior supposedly caused it? Anyone feel free to jump in.
What
Makes
page was the
sense.
map on again? Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
43.
Thank you.
Skye, you were about to say something, I think.
Well, you did take the fire
I
one,
sure did.
and you're pretty up there with that fire one.
Mm-hmm.
So my inclination, just knowing that, is that the cook started the fire. And as far as why, I think the cook knows why. I don't think many of us know. I feel like a variety of reasons have been given by different members of the house, all seeming to cover for the cook.
Interesting. Yeah. Where did this happen?
I don't know, cook, where do you think? I mean, I feel like it doesn't have to happen in the kitchen.
Sure.
Oh no, never in the kitchen. There all the fires are in the right place. It's the
There's the
fires
entryway,
elsewhere.
great chamber, dining hall, parlor, library, study, gallery. There's various family members' bedrooms, and
I
then
think it was in Dead's room.
oh no, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like Akie's already got
In for a penny, in for a pound here. I got 5 Christian spirit.
nice. Interesting.
I
That's
just
what
want to say,
Mhm.
I agree. It was the gossip is that it was actually the cook,
Mhm.
but in covering for the cook, the person who was actually blamed was one of the assistant cooks who's been dismissed.
Oh.
So I think the public story is that this assistant started the fire through some sort of carelessness, but the gossip is that it was probably the cook.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna jump on that one with a different prompt. This is to anybody. What about the last dismissal of a staff member convinced you never to fall to the same fate?
Well, I'm pretty sure I heard all the gossip that this was definitely the cook assistant was set up for failure by the cook. And I have to say, I'm pretty sure this is all like the inside houses. I'm not going to get involved with all those people. All of us on the outside of the house, working on the grounds, working on the driving,
Hmm.
we're loyal, unlike some
Mhm.
people. Some people, I'm not going to say who. We all know who. Just saying.
Yeah. So basically convince you to, well, it sounds like this isn't really even an issue because you're loyal. This wouldn't actually happen to you, but you would make sure that doesn't happen to you by
I'm not going
staying.
to be getting involved with the inside people either, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's doggy dog in there. It's
Nice.
sometimes
Um,
literally. I can say
okay, I
it's
have
the
one
cook.
more. One more prompt. Sorry, Skye, what was your character's? I'm forgetting your
I'm
background
I'm
or
the
your
valet, and my
the valid.
background is a starving artist.
Okay,
We're going visual artist.
nice. Um, which room do the elves? We haven't really talked about elves yet, so this is pretty open. Which room do the elves sneak into while everyone else is tucked in their beds? What evidence have you found?
I think the elves go in through Snegu's bedroom.
Okay,
I get the impression she's like the newest to the house and maybe the youngest.
sure.
And I feel like the elves would have a connection with whoever was the closest to childhood.
Hmm. Have you found any evidence? Well, it says what evidence have you found? I'm just curious if your character specifically.
Yeah, um like crushed candy cane in the rug right by the hearth. But like it came off somebody's shoes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I have just one
Everybody
more.
knows elves just be eating lots of
Yeah.
Santa's elves be eating lots of
That's
sweets.
all they do. It's
It's a
like
known fact.
the
Yeah.
cocaine of elves.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That candy cane dust.
Okay, one more prompt about this place. Which room is rumored to be haunted? What unfortunate event is rumored to bind the presence there? Here. And actually, just I'm gonna say that this is in the outer, like in the servants' quarters specifically. So not in any of the staff areas. So this would be either lift to the workshop, kitchen, servants' quarters, the reindeer team stable, sleigh house, the storage and shop, or the courtyard.
I don't know why, but I seem to remember the last time, wasn't it the lift that was
Feel that,
haunted?
yeah, I feel like that
I feel
there
like we
was,
haunted the lift.
yes, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm tempted to say the servants' quarters. I want to say that some sort of fell sacrificial ritual
Mm.
happened here before even Cook's time, who's been there as long as anyone can remember.
Mm.
Uh, that and that maybe the servants' quarters has like a wall to wall carpeting, but that the word is if you ripped up the carpeting, there'd be like a pentagram star thing underneath it.
Mhm.
That no matter how much people tried to scrub the wood, it wouldn't come out, so they wound up just covering it up, literally.
Nice. Any rumor of like, oh, you said sacrifice?
Uh-huh.
Did-
Yeah,
Okay,
some
of
sort of human sacrifice for sure.
course.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
Awesome. That gives us a couple little taste of weirdness in the background here. Cool. I think this is a good time for a short break. Then we can look at our characters. So maybe if you don't have a name already, if there's anything else you just want to let that percolate. Um, to come back in like 5. That works. Cool.
Great.
All right. We'll be back in 5.
Pause the recording.
All right, so we're going to introduce characters, and basically we will go over, tell us your character's name, remind us of your occupation and background, your seniority, and the spirit trouble you chose. If you got any other details you want to throw in there, go for it. Who wants to start?
I'm happy to begin.
Mhm.
All right. My name's Basil Banetree. I'm the
Bay tree?
cook. Banetree, as in a tree's bane. And constantly stuffed to nose. But don't worry, I'm still able to cook. I can't smell, but I can taste. And yes, I'm the cook of the manor here. Been here as long as anyone can remember. Certainly more than these young pups running around these days. Background, not that you know it, but I had time as a young person, a bit of a problem with the ponies. May have gotten me in trouble, sent up north, where here I could cook in the kitchen. Can't head down to the racetrack or anything like that. Not that I haven't tried to have the reindeer run a few races for fun, charity, things like that, around the holidays. But I don't gamble anymore. Still pretty good with numbers. And my spirit trouble is that after working here for so long, I've got something with the fire. Love to see a nice burning bright fire. Love to talk to it. Love to sit near it, listen to it crackle, and see what it has to say. And that's me, Mr. Banetree.
Incredible. Uh, real quick, because you
Right.
can hear it as long as anyone can remember.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
which 2 family members are you
Oh,
particularly
right.
well acquainted with?
Well, obviously, I'm quite close with the lady of the house,
Mhm.
Lady Gertrude, Lady Claus, but I call her Gertie sometimes. When she nips down, she sneaks down for a nip or snips down for a kip. I can't remember what
Depending on time of day or night.
that, right? And Gertie and I, she calls me Baz, and we have a little tea. Maybe it's corrected with a bit of whiskey. And
Mhm.
so she and I get together on the menus. And then usually after the lady leaves, I'm visited by another lady of the house, young Kringler,
Mhm.
who is maybe not so good at eating at the proper times that a child eats
Mhm.
or at a proper table. But I make her something, and she enjoys it sitting on the floor. Often leaves errant bones and things laying about. Well, I clean up after that because well, I'm a good cook.
Mhm. Professional
Professional.
through and through.
I cooks and I cleans, keeps my knives sharp, keep my fire hot. And that's all there is to it, isn't it?
In
In it.
it.
Once again, he's created a character so he can say in it.
Yep, that's valid.
I hope
Excellent.
that you could hear my laughs coming through on Gabriel's microphone across the apartment, but there, that,
Mhm.
wow. May I jump? May I
Yeah,
jump in? Miss Constance Jolly at your service, ma'am.
Constant
Um,
Charlie. I'm just writing it down.
Constance Jolly, Miss
Jolly.
Jolly, Miss
Hmm.
Jolly. It's got a nice ring to it for the holidays, and every day's a holiday when Jolly's around. I I am a valet for um the various lords and ladies of the house as needed. And I've only been here a few months, counting my lucky stars above me every day, Mum. And I once upon a time, in fact, where Lady Claus found me, I was doing portraits on the side of the road. She picked me up, uh, sort of told me that I was not uh, maybe as suited for this profession as I thought. Um, excuse me, as I thought, and told me that if I did want to make a professional life out of paying attention to details, as I tried to do when I was drawing caricatures, that I could maybe she could maybe use my service. Someone had gotten dismissed rather brusquely, and she needed someone to fill the position quick. So, lickety split, I hopped to it, got me a job. I do tailoring, I do accessories, lots of expensive things crossing past my eyes, and I do know a bit about the gossip of the house, as I am privy to many conversations behind closed doors. And yeah, got some skills in forgery and instruments for what it's worth, and it's worth a lot.
Miss Jolly. And you have
Ring a
Sweet
ding ding.
Tooth. Sweet Tooth, right? Is your holiday spirit?
It is true. I can't quite resist a sweet temptation. So,
Good.
that's why I did discover the elven entry in young what's a foot's room. Uh,
Kringle.
noticed some
Snegu.
snegu. I can't say a name to save my life,
Snegurachka.
but that's not my job. Um, we around the house we call her little dead. Little dead. Because she's dead.
Little dead. Right.
Daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we call her.
Little dead.
Little dead.
What's a foot? Um, yeah.
Good. Awesome. Mr. Banetree and Miss Jolly. And then who else do we have?
Yeah, and then we have Mr. Blake Pepperbrake. And I've been here a little over a year. I'm the chauffeur. I drive, I repair things. I'm just here to make sure everything's working as it should at the right time of all the outdoor stuff. But I think there's a lot of commonality between the tech, the reindeer and people. Because in the past, I might have gotten run out of town a few times with my doctoring. I don't know why. I'm quite good at making dead people alive, you know, really getting in touch with what's going on in a person, getting those oils changed, you know what I mean? Just for a human or car, doesn't matter. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
Reindeer, same thing. Um, yeah, been here a little over a year. Um, yeah, I've really loved being out here where it's like snowy because just can't resist a good snowball fight. I'm outside most of the time anyway. Might as well have some fun with it. Someone's back is turned towards me, I want to hit them. That's what it is. And there's snow. Then I can hit them with some snow. I don't even have to hit them with like a rock or something. So, but if that's in there, it just really makes sure that the snowballs go fly true. What's a
Mm.
little blood to a doctor? That's what I have to say. So, yeah, great. Happy to be here. Happy I'm not being chased out, and just gonna make sure everything keeps on running as it should on time and such. Yeah.
Nothing sketchy at all here. Love it. Team of professionals.
Wish I knew a doctor could make dead people alive.
Never heard of such a thing.
That might really come in handy around these parts.
Well, folks, he's just a little dead.
Mhm. Can already sense the confusion should any body show up or something. No, no, there's a little. Wait, are they dead? What? Yep,
Just a little.
yep. Um, awesome. Everyone, keep track of your holiday spirit, your sort of conditions that go with it. I will try to look at that too. And yeah. Okay, fun thing for me. I'm going to be using an expansion, the Black Mold of Claus Manor, just because last time we played, we used the troubles that are in the book, and these I have not read, so I, except for one of them, so I generally have no idea what's going to come up, so that'll be really fun. Um, so I'm just going to jump right in here with drawing cards for each. Actually, I'm going to draw a card for each character, and then I'm going to find the map so I can get organized here real quick. So this is sort of out of character. Okay, Mr. Banetree. You will meet Jolnir first. Miss Jolly will meet Lord Claus and Mr. Pepperbrake, Gertrude Claus. Will kind of be the first you interact with here. Um, I'm just gonna go in that order so I get back in the rhythm of how this works. So Mr. Banetree, just on this particular, let's say it's morning, but it's the wind's howling outside. The sky is kind of that sort of pale, dim light. It's snowing. Who's to say what's really day and night out here? But where might you be found when you're kind of starting the day's duties?
Well, I gets up early, I does, and I make my way through the various houses of the manor, and I make sure that every fire is burning bright. And I sits with it, and I adds the logs to it, and I coax it. I says, "Burn, fire, burn, keep us warm, and keep the cold nasties from outside away from us." And last but not least, I make my way to the kitchen, and I look at it and I sigh. Oh, I could really use some help down here. So ever since they got rid of that pesky assistant who was no good, after all, no good tending fires, but well, the dishes are really going to be the death of me. But yes, I start by checking on my treats because I've recently, I put some sugar buns and honey treacles out late at night to serve for breakfast, and I've been finding one or two of them is missing when I get up in the morning. And I don't like that at all, no. So I checks on that. I checks on my kitchen fires, and then while the sun is starting to rise, or when the sun might rise, I take a little time and I sharpen my knives.
Hmm. As you turn to put a knife back in place, you realize why a couple of those treats are missing. Jolnir is kind of again, probably most people would never get away with doing this in your kitchen, but he's kind of casually sat up on one of the counters next to where all the treats are cooling conveniently. He's munching one, and he's like staring at the ground. He's like looking at it, like maybe there's crumbs that he's just been spilling, as if he just noticed he's been making this mess. No preamble, just says, Mr. Baintree, have you? It's gonna sound strange. I have two questions for you. Have you seen any greater number of vermin than usual lately? No reason.
Uh, I think Banetree you'll hear it constantly through this conversation. He's like, I think he sharpens his knives on like a leather, like a
Uh-huh.
thick leather strap. It's like, shh, you know. And he goes, "There'll be no vermin in my kitchen. If I catch them, I'll kill them and I'll cook them. So you need not worry about that. No, I've not seen any vermin recently.
That's
Well,
what I thought. That's as you told me many times growing up, that's what gives the stew its flavor. And I wouldn't argue with you, tell you how to
I
do
my
your
rat
job.
tail stew's a hit from the topmost chambers to the bottommost."
Like, well, I assumed as such nothing's changed, which makes this. I was going to ask you if you thought vermin could write or read, but if there's no vermin, that doesn't make sense. He just pulls out this weird piece of paper with that I was gonna show you at a glance. I don't know what to call it, where they're pasting the letters together.
Right, right. Never
Those
seen
I was
anything
thinking
like that
small
in my
paws could have
days.
done this, perhaps, but it just says sorry, this is me trying to read it. Uh Separated by disdain. Their spelling's terrible. I don't think rats can spell. Close we will be again. Your tail, they spelled that right anyway,
Hmm.
is mine to intertwine. Your love I will be attain. The Rat King. So kind of would you
Hmm.
that cook's assistant of yours or something have done this as a joke? I just don't get it.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them to have left a note like that to shake things up. They was not a team player. But never heard of no Rat King, have I? I don't think so. Let me think about that. Rat. I known a lot of kings in my day. I known a lot of rats. What I can't say is I've known a Rat King.
Well, I'm sure you'll get acquainted one way or another, and he just kind of dismissively picks up
Might
one of
I
his
ask you, young
beautifully
master
sharpened knives.
yonder? Oh, well, don't
He
take them all.
stabs the
Ooh,
letter into a cutting board, like as a just to leave it there for you. Let me know what you find out, won't you?
absolutely. Would you mind telling me where you found that correspondence?
Well, it's been left in my room, which is a
Uh,
long way to travel between kitchen and room. That's
very long way for a rat. If I'm
I
all right
think we
saying
must
that,
be
sir.
coordinating.
Hmm.
There's more than one. I think King has a court.
They often do, young master. Uh, would you be opposed to me taking a look around your room? Is the fire burning bright in there?
Yes, yes. Wouldn't mind a few more logs on it though. I know you're always on top of that. Appreciate
That's
it.
right.
And he kind of takes a few more pastries. He's like, these are especially good. Sugar plum, and kind of like
Hmm.
just helping himself to your pastries and walks off as the staff do in this manner. They just breeze in and out, give you
Right.
absurd tasks.
What are you gonna do?
So be thinking about that. It's not much explanation. It's just he's been receiving this disturbing mail. Signed the Rat King. Um, he wants you to figure out what's going on there. Um, so his Yolnir's trouble is currently 0. If I'm tracking this right, we'll come back to that. And then I said next, Miss Jolly, where would you be starting your day?
It's funny that Cook should mention the candies and sweets going missing. Um, because one of the things I make sure to do room to room is to go round. I always take a good uh look to refresh any of the mints or little treats that are left on the mantelpieces of the lords and ladies. Want to make sure they have their refreshments. And far be it for me to leave them something and not make sure that it is quality. So I do a little quality control and I just have one. Just making sure I wouldn't want any of the lords or ladies to be poisoned, and best for me to go down first rather than them. So it's really an act of service I'm doing. So I'm walking around room to room, having a little treat, and then making sure I put something back in its place. So as far as the cook seeing that things are going missing, that won't be from me because I do the extra effort of making sure I put back anything that is taken. And if anything does end up that there's not a suitable backup for me to replace it, then I would run down the servant stairs to the the cook's area and I would get replacements and bring them back up. I would also make sure to let him know that I saw Joni poking around eating the treats again. He does that.
As the Lord is what to do.
He's He's a little shit. That's what I call him.
Well, I'm inclined to agree, Miss Jolly. But we
Just
just
between
help.
you,
Just
just between you and me and the kettle,
you and
though.
me and the fire over there. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're in the dining hall, Miss Jolly. We're kind of going about. Um, it does mention the tables are laid, and even when no one's present, there are these steaming dishes, sparkling liquids in crystal decanters, sugary delights. Um, in the middle of the space, there's a swept up pile of broken crockery smeared with food scraps.
Oh my.
This dining hall has these enormous wooden tables kind of forming a U shape, with the host's red velvet chairs in the middle. And yeah, as you're going about this, Lord Santa Claus himself kind of trudges in, weary. I see there's looks like he's just been on a walk, just kind of having a think. It's trudging snow all over. It melts in strange patterns on the floor, plops down in his chair and just starts monologuing. I think he knows you there. He doesn't really acknowledge you. He just starts saying, "Oh, another year. I just think last year just wasn't nice enough. People just aren't as nice these days. If only this Christmas could come earlier. Yes, more nice people in the world would certainly taste better. Just the festivities, just oh, how do those taste, Miss Jolly? Everything up to standard?"
Mouth full of like one peppermint, one butterscotch, just shoves it all over to the left side of her cheek. Hmm. Good. So thank you so much for asking, sir. She takes a napkin and spits them out because she
Mhm.
realizes she can't actually carry on the conversation.
Mhm.
Um, how are you doing this fine day there, uh, Lord Claus?
Oh, I suppose still rousing the spirits. Ready for another year. Just I don't know. It seems that sorry, as a running the game, I'm trying to remember if I should actually start at zero and give you the task at one. But you hear him just talking about that just people aren't as nice. And he says, "Yes, I was curious how that tasted to you because I just feel like I can taste the festivity, the spirit in the air, and it's odd because last year, this year, I couldn't taste the difference." And he kind of goes into some bit of reverie. And I'm going to come back to that to give you the task. Actually, I want to hop over to Mr. Pepperbrake and then come
Such
back.
a good name.
Yeah. Where would we find Mr. Pepperbrake starting his day?
I think you'd probably be in the sleigh house. We're actually right outside the sleigh house, setting up a barricade of snowballs just in case anyone walks by. He just wants to make sure he's ready. You know what I mean? Just at all times, ready for a snowball fight. So, but then he might slip back inside and check up on everything. Tire, knock some tires, check some sleigh thing rails. I know the
Hmm.
parts of these cars and sleigh things. Yes,
Yeah.
and such. Yeah, that would be his start of the day.
So did you say Sleigh House or the
Yeah, the sleigh house,
perfect? Okay.
probably.
Um, Sleigh House. Yeah, there's these small coal-fired ovens that keep the temperature consistent, protecting the sleigh, which, of course, the sleigh, capitalized, is this massive construction of wood, iron, and gold trim. And there's I mean, it's quite an important job. Beneath the sleigh's runners, there are black scorches left to the heat of rapid acceleration. And pinned on the wall in here, there are charts and maps, continents and stars, routes traced and annotated, um, all around the sleigh house. And actually, the lady of the house, Gertrude Claus, um, you kind of overhear her maybe speaking to some other staff just outside the sleigh house, and just says like, "Yes, now remember, just like yesterday, all you have to do is carry the bundle, leave it at the edge of the forest. Just, I need to make sure that we're keeping up with local traditions. You know, the folks down in Tannenberg get very upset when we start to impose modern ideals on things, and we just want everyone to be in the right spirit. So, thank you, dear. Oh, yes, just like that. Off to the woods, and remember, no need to mention this. Just, just maintaining the traditions." And kind of comes in, smiles, and says, "Ah, Mr. Pepperbrake, how's the sleigh? Everything in order? Well oiled, maintained?"
Shiny as ever, and everything's up to par for that fast acceleration. I'm just really, taking the measurements, getting all these any rust nowhere in my place. It is gone. It is hiding at the sight of me. So yes, no, we're doing great here. Everything's up to par.
So I don't doubt it. You kind of hear this like sort of like clacking, not quite jingling, but like clattering sound as she walks in. You realize that she's carrying quite a large number of ranger antler pieces, kind of like they're kind of all hanging like ornaments, basically, that she's apparently decorating. This is while you're at it, it's a simple task. We're just this year we're really celebrating the villagers and our local customs, and I know we're all about modernity here, and I couldn't tell you how this sleigh is supposed to work. I'm glad that you're keeping everything in order. But it's very important that all staff attach. Of course, this wouldn't run without the reindeer, of course. Attach a piece of antler, starts handing one to you. Any wreath, any Christmas decoration you see, just make sure it has this addition of the reindeer. We're celebrating them as well this year. And in fact, she's just like puts one around your neck on like a little like thong. Like everyone should wear one. Everyone should be in the holiday spirit. Um, oh dear. And she's looking at the color of the sleigh. It's like beautiful chrome red or whatever. Because now this won't do. Um, yes, she just shoves the rest of these antlers at you. These need to be dyed red at once. And it's tradition that not just paint, but blood. Any sort of blood will do. Um, just maintaining this tradition. Just want to have things just so. You've never heard of anything like this before, whatever tradition this is, because I expect to see this brightening every wreath. Anyway, carry on, claps you on the shoulder, and she kind of breezes away. You left holding a pile of antler pieces.
I'll
That's your
be
task.
right on it, Lady Claus, right away. We
Cool.
will get these antlers dyed in blood. Perfect. Wonderful.
Yep. And hang them, add them to any sort of Christmas wreath. Um, Gonna go back real quick to okay. This was me catching up on the thing I skipped. So Miss Jolly, Santa, as he kind of comes out of his reverie, he contends that now mind you, niceness. They say it's niceness can be cultivated, just as plants bloom when pruned. I know. Let's do an experiment. You kind of like, yeah, yes, you're here, Miss Jolly. That's right. Um, I need you to journey into town and find more people from the nice list. They seem to be in scarce supply these days. Just sometimes they need a bit of prompting, a bit of reminders to do nice things. So, um, you're the most jolly of us all. This should come naturally to you. Just give them opportunities to be nice. Uh, act blind, beg for aid for food. Toss a kitten in the snow and see what they do. If they're nice, they'll do something nice, right? And just let me know which of these nice people rise to the occasion. And yes, it's just not seeing enough niceness. And let me know, give me their names so I can go and have a drink with them personally. Yes, I think that I'm feeling more in the spirit already. And he kind of, ho, ho, ho.
You know what people really don't like if they're nice is people spreading idle gossip and rumors all around about people that might be people they know. So I could just, walk around and get up close and real friendly with people and then say something real untoward about someone they're with, and then maybe we can find out who's nice by who uh, springs to their defense.
Kind of like, kind of sniffs the air at you. He's like, yes, I suppose. Yeah, send me the names of the nice ones. And kind of gets a weird faraway look and kind of wanders off again. So that's your task. Find who's on the nice list and let Santa know which people are nice. Um, I'm gonna go back to Mr. Banetree. Because I don't think I gave you the next level, the actual task. So I want to make sure I do that. And okay, so he did mention the weird male, describe the Rat King. I was making up just to find out what it is. Um, but I think I think he comes back. So this is I'm just gonna get to the actual task. He's he comes back and says, "Ah, I almost forgot. Distracted by the your
Don't
delicious cooking,
sneak up
Mr.
on a
Baintree."
cookie sharpening their knives, young Yoda. You never know what could happen.
Ooh, perfect. You're the perfect one to help me with this. Turns out that Jolnir has been constructing a personal security system. He's grown actually. It's like, look, this is I should have said more before, but I'm certain it's a court of rats. There's many intruders around at all times. I think they're following me, in fact. So I've been making my own security system. It's taken some testing. Um, it's possible that, well, you're not the first staff member to assist me in this, and I know that's why we've had some minor patching up needed among other staff. Not to
Mm-hmm.
worry. Um, I
I
know
never
this can be
worries.
improved.
You know that about me, Mr. Yoda. I never worries.
I seen you with those knives. I knew you'd be the one to ask. I just need some improved parts. The problem is these were only minor injuries. I mean to deal with the problem. So I need something with a bit more bite, perhaps a bit more decisive results. Um, so that's his task is he needs you to find parts to improve his security system. Um, and then he basically the last thing as he's wandering off, he's like, and when you do, let me know because well, I think you're the one to test it, right? The kitchen is the most dangerous place. You surely have much experience with this. You know how to not cut or burn yourself. So I don't need to worry about you.
I never cuts and I never burns. Yes, absolutely, young master Yondir. I'll get on it right away.
Excellent. So that's the last thing. It says you better hope that you find the correct ones because you're his next test subject.
Right. Ugh,
So
this
you'll
was
have
a
your
hard day.
tasks. And this is where you can either you any one of you could just declare right now you're ducking it and you could pass it to someone else. You do have that mechanic. I don't think, let's see, Mr. Banetree, this is not either of your family members you're skilled with, but basically you as a player, you've been given a preposterous task. You can kind of come up with the plan for how you're going to try to do it, and then we'll look at what your skills are.
Excellent. Well, I've got a plan. If you're interested in hearing it.
Yeah,
Once I've got my knives sharpened, I want to gonna head out to the sleigh house and see if I could borrow a few items off of Mr. Pepperbrake.
nice. Trying to think how to make this into a the trouble roll here. So like,
Well,
fine,
I'll
okay.
tell you my whole plan. Here's what I've got. I think the young master's been using knives to try and kill rats, which is an obviously ridiculous way to kill a rat. If
Mhm.
you've got tons of rats, what you need is something that's got more of an area of effect. You're not slicing or dicing. You need to burn them. Well, I knows me fires. I've got lots of big, probably those big industrial style matches, really long with a green tip, and just hit them to scratch a thing and then fire birds. So I'm thinking if I set up a thing where like the rat traps, instead of having like a guillotine that comes down, when
Mhm.
someone trips the wire, it causes the the match to strike, and then I'll put a lot of like dry kindling and hay, maybe from the reindeer in there, and I'll just create a little firebox inside of which these rats will burn. That's my plan. So
Amazing.
I need some implements from my well, I'm not sure if we're good friends or not at all. But I'm gonna go ask Mr. Pepperbrake if he's got anything that could work for that, like a swinging hingy part or something like that.
Awesome. Let's do the roll and then we'll connect to the fiction.
Fantastic.
So what this is the trouble roll. Um, this is basically when you are trying to deal with a request from the family member. It's just risky. This is dangerous,
Right.
experimental traps and everything.
That's right.
Um, do you have any? So you're going to gather six-sided dice, and you'll want to distinguish two colors if possible. Or
Right.
so if
Not
you
a
have any
problem.
skills that would help in this task, you can add a single light dice. Um, let's
Well,
see.
I've got the skill of flame.
Yeah.
I know how fire likes to burn. I know how it likes to travel. I know what it likes to eat and what can assuage its hunger. But I've also got, from my past, a bit of a skill with mathematics and perhaps the drawing of schematics
Mhm.
to create these fireboxes, as I want to call them. So I think I'd use those two things.
So you just get one if you have us any skills. We
Let's
can
go with
definitely incorporate
flame.
those. Skill flame mathematics. We get one light dice, and then this is again if it's been a while, but if you played Trophy, this is like a devil's bargain. So you can accept a twist or assistance from another staff member. I guess if you're since you're asking Mr. Pepperbrake, that could count as assistance. That could just give you a second light dice if Dyan's
Right.
into that. That will kind of
I'll be striking a bargain with you if
oh
that's
Oh, all right.
agreeable.
yeah.
Well, I like to bargain.
And then finally, are you willing to risk a bit of your soul at a dark dice if you want to add another? or you can just roll with the 2.
What you kidding me? I have a bit of my soul to keep this job. I needs it. Yes, I'll risk a bit of my soul to
So
see
just
that fire burns bright and true as it
so just
should.
to know if your holiday, because you're a 5 holiday spirit, right?
That's right. Been here quite some time.
So just adding the dark dice, if that ends up being the highest and it's high, and it's basically if you roll a 6 on it, then you will max out on the dark dice. Other than that,
Right.
yeah,
Well, it's early in the morning. I've got nothing else to do.
that's right.
Might as well.
But you can still use spirit breaks if you do
Yeah.
that.
Yep. If you
Okay.
Right.
believe so.
Well,
So you roll them all and you're just looking for the highest single
so
dice.
I'm rolling 2 light die because I got the help of Mr.
Mhm.
Pepperbrake, excuse me. And I've got firebox is what I'm making. And one dark
Pepperbox is a great name,
That
though.
is awesome.
yeah. And
then
one
one
dark
dark.
die because of my soul. No
Yep.
problem. Rolling 3 die. Here we go. We roll. The dark die is a 5.
Okay.
The light die is a 5 and a 3.
Right. Okay, it's great. So highest one is a 5. And yeah, you're good. Your holiday spirit does not go up with a 5. 4 or 5 is a mixed success. You succeed, but there's a complication. We'll get to that, but for now, this trouble is tenuously quelled. Um, so basically, this is going to work for now, and Jolnir will go back, gets shuffled back into this deck of mine. He he might come back
Do
again.
that. And
Um,
if I might ask,
yeah.
what is it that Pepperbrake wants from me in the deal?
Yeah, well, I do trust that we can come to an agreement here. I need some blood, and I know you are a fine provider of blood. Chickens, cows,
Right.
whatever other sorts of bloodletting you're doing over there in those kitchens.
Right.
Yeah, I just need a bunch of it. So I can give you a hand, you can give me a hand. We'll be good to go.
I got 2 questions for you, Pepperbrake. One, how much blood do you need? We talking a bucket? We talking 2 buckets? 10 buckets?
Somewhere between 2 and 10 would be great. Yeah,
Somewhere between 2 and 10. 8 buckets it is. And you don't care
perfection.
what kind of blood? Or if
Any
it's
blood you want to
mixed in,
give me.
mingled blood?
Yes.
I
Can
think
be a
I can.
mix, can be one type. I don't care.
I'll tell you what, after I'm done making these rat box trap heat boxes, you come on down to the kitchen and I'll take you over to the offal closet where there's an awful lot of blood, if you don't mind my saying.
Huh.
Oh,
Huh. You might not be as bad as I thought.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Banetree. Okay.
I'm much worse. All right.
Uh,
Okay.
well, see you then. See you then. Oh,
Right.
well, you need help with your box, right?
Right. I need
You're
something to
what are
strike
you-
the matches.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I have some things over here. I have some hinges, some levers, some oil, some,
Fantastic. Love it.
such. Yeah.
Great. This'll do it, innit? I said it ain't for no
Perfection.
reason. Right. Okay. Fantastic.
Amazing.
Well, when you need a light dye later on, you come to me.
Sounds perfect.
I think just as a, because I get to add some sort of complication. I think that maybe you don't even, yeah, maybe this is semi out of character because you don't immediately see this, but I think that there are shapes. This is outside, watching from the tree line and overhearing this conversation that kind of dart back into the thick of the woods.
I think if Banetree sees that,
Mhm.
he'll think not for the first time and not for the first Christmas. We ought to burn those woods down to the ground. That way, those shadows wouldn't have nowhere to hide. But that's for another time.
Mhm, mhm.
I'll go back. I'll set up my rat fireboxes and I'll head back to the kitchen and start exsanguinating some animals.
When you get back there to
Oh,
the
boy.
kitchen, you find Kringla, as you know, she's wont to do, show up in your kitchen as well. Um, and she is somehow perched on the very top of a cabinet, like up in a corner of the kitchen, looking kind of at the cracks, peering at something in the nooks and corners. And we'll come back to what her trouble is, but yeah, you have a new. Scarcely have you finished one task, then another pops up.
That's just the way it is. It ain't.
Um, who have we not seen more recently? We talked to Jolly. Have we got very far with? Is it? Are we back to Mr. Banetree?
Do you mean
Yeah, we
Pepperbrake?
have
Pepperbrake.
tasks. Sorry, Pepperbrake. I
No
said
worries, no worries. Yeah, my plan is to go over and get that blood, dye some horns, start spreading the Christmas cheer traditions. Sounds good to me.
maybe let's set up the role and then we'll come back to kind of how it plays out real quick. Any skills that would help you with
I
this?
think my background as a quack doctor, my humors,
Sure.
I feel like that would has to lend a hand there.
Yeah. Any, would you like to accept any twists from or ask anyone for help?
Well, I am definitely asking for help with the blood. So
Right, right. Yeah. Guess that makes sense mutually. Um, yeah, I don't overthink it. That makes sense. Are you willing to risk a bit of your soul?
yeah, of course. What else is the soul there for but to
That's
risk it
fair.
on a job, you
Add a
know?
dark dice. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll kind of catch up to how because it's gonna take him some time to get this blood, but this is dipping all the antler bits in blood, decorating them, putting them up everywhere. Pretty
Yes, yeah.
straightforward stuff. Yeah. All right. The two light dice, one dark dice.
Awesome. Ooh, okay. Well, my dark dice was only a 2, but on my light dice, my highest was a 5.
Nice. Okay. So also a mixed success. Come back to whatever that looks like. And Miss Jolly. Um,
Well, so Miss Jolly tried to pass it off in the moment. Like she had a
hmm,
good plan. She's ready, raring to go. Glad to be here, ma'am, as always. But Miss Jolly doesn't really want to go back out to the mean streets. There might be people on the streets that don't like Miss Jolly too much.
hmm.
So, Miss Jolly's gonna try to duck her task.
Oh, nice. We haven't done this part yet. Okay.
Duck a task. Bow, 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 bow.
Yeah,
That's right. I'm just trying to show everybody how the game mechanics works. And also, I just want to stay here where it's nice and warm and nobody wants me dead.
sure. Yep, yep. Who do you want to pass this on to?
Um, I like to pass things off to people outside of the house because we kind of have a rule inside the house, where we say keep the inside warm and the outside cold. So if anyone's gonna be pissed at us, we'd rather it be from the outside of the house and not somebody inside of the house, if you catch my smoke ring.
Hello, too.
This is why
So
I don't like those folks on the inside. They're always messing up with my plans for the day.
See, I felt like you was already setting that up in your intro that there was kind of some outside versus inside, so I'm just gonna lean in hard.
very nice. Do you just sort of mention this while Lord Claus is nearby? How do you push this on to Mr. Pepperbrake?
I think when I hear Pepperbrake coming in to the kitchens uh to get the blood from the offal closet and I hear Mr. Pepperbrake's voice, I thinks to myself, "Oh, perfect." And I put some I pinch my cheeks and I take a little candy cane and I smear it on my lips so it's just a little pink and I walk down, and with a real big grin on my face, I say, "Oh, Mr. Pepperbrake, it's so nice to see you. You're looking so good. Oh, you look like you've. Are you working out?" I put like my hand on your arm, and I say like. I know you're always talking about wanting to go into town. Well, I've got just a thing for you from the big man himself. He said he needs just to find a few more people for his nice list. So I was wondering if you might be able to take yourself a little spin, maybe take an extra hour off, and in the process, maybe see whether you can find a few good eggs. Not actual eggs. I know we are in the kitchens. Mr. Banetree, I know you always keep them eggs good and stocked.
And I love a good
Um,
egg joke, do I?
They're excellent. Definitely excellent. That's for sure.
Exactly my thinking.
yeah, so I think I'm just gonna make it sound like yeah, that basically that Pepperbrake can take the afternoon off. But that, you know, also it could grab a couple names of some good eggs for us.
In this case, I think Mr. Pepperbrake then is like, oh my goodness, oh, you're doing something nice for me. Wait, have I got this all wrong about the first so actually I'll say, yeah. Wow, first Mr. Banetree, you're helping me with my blood, and now Miss Jolly, you're giving me an afternoon off approved by the big man himself. I had it myself all this all wrong about you all in here. It's I like
Everyone deserves a little afternoon delight every now and then.
Oh,
that we do. Yes.
Takes some sort of cookie that's on a tray and just shoves it in the mouth real quick.
Yeah, well, I'll any other details I should know, or just find some nice people, get their names, and have the afternoon on my own.
I think like five names would do. We just want people not on the naughty list.
Mm,
None like Joni. More, more the variety of Lil Dead. Um,
yes, yes. Okay. I can make this work. I can sniff them out. I used to be a doctor, so I could see into the hearts of people and their souls. Well, not souls; those don't matter as much. But the hearts and the minds of people, I can really, you know, arrow in to that. So I'll do that for you happily. This is Jolly, if you insist.
you do
So,
that for little old me.
Well, little old, you're not little old. No, you just, yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I almost feel like this isn't really ducking it. It just seems like you're willingly like, sure, I'll help you out. But
I
that's fine.
thought that's what. Wait, I thought that's what I was supposed to do
No, no, no,
with.
it's good. No, well, you do have to take it on, but it's like she's just like shoving the
Oh
responsibility.
yeah,
Yeah, now
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah,
You
two.
yeah.
just
But yeah,
got
no,
an additional job, but
yeah,
your
no, but like
job
we're
was
taking so well.
almost done anyway, so
Exactly.
it
Yeah, I'm
works.
I'm happy to help.
and
A damsel in distress. Like afternoon off, help a damsel in distress. Sounds perfect. Afternoon time for me.
and
Yeah,
it'll take a couple hours, so you fill up 8 bucks of blood. So you might as well
yeah. I'll
go off and
you
do
know
something else.
I'll leave these antlers in your care. Let's just stick them in the tubs where you're putting the blood, and we could just start that dyeing process
Oh,
now. Get some good ombre effect going on.
did you
We're
hear
really
that?
we're really into that variety for the Christmas
Miss
season.
Jolly, look at the brains
Yeah.
of the doctor. Just coming up with a plan to ease our troubles. Well done, doctor. Well done.
Well
Well,
done.
only with your two help. Well,
Well,
yeah,
hardly.
doing great. Wow. Better go
Teamwork
get
makes the
get
dream work.
started. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna See y'all later.
All right.
Nice.
Enjoy your afternoon.
Oh,
Take a load off. Go to a pub. Meet
yeah.
someone. Meet a
Well,
few someones.
Make
that's
sure they're nice though.
that's the plan. That's the plan, and I'll be back with those names and maybe a treat or two for the both of you for the help and the afternoon off.
A kindly doctor.
Let's it's amazing. Let's figure out, maybe think about what your actual plan in town. Basically, it was sounding like throw situations at people so that they'll act nice. I don't think Lord Claus really understands how it works. It's very open to interpretation. Most important thing is that you get the names of the nice people. But yeah, think about how you want to do that with your skills and such. And in the meantime, before we cut back to Mr. Oh, and you get the duck token from Skye. So now you have that as well.
And I mark off a duck, right? Because
Yeah,
like
you passed
I
it.
ducked. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Quack.
Um, but also what happens in passing the duck, you immediately draw another family member. You get a different responsibility. And it turns out, speaking of Little Dead,
Oh, perfect.
real quick, you put in the chat earlier you did not want said something,
Oh,
not something
I
in the eyes.
joked.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
joked.
This literally just mentioned like a splinter in the eye. I was like, we cannot do that if no one wants to think about that. That's totally doable.
That's great that it was almost literally what I
Yeah.
suggested, but sure. That's
Yes,
fine.
your suggestion seems so improbable, and yet.
If I have to interact with a splinter in an eye, I'm gonna duck that
Oh
too.
yeah, no, you're
But
good. You're good. Well, that can also just be safety tools. But you let's see, as you're going about your business, I think I'm not keeping track of locations very well here, but let's say maybe your errands just take you to Snegorotchka Morose's room at some point. Maybe you had to deliver something to her room or something like that.
I'd be regularly popping back in there because again, elves
Mhm.
be leaving candy cane trails
Oh,
up in there,
exactly.
and so I go to clean up, but I also am like,
Hmm.
oh, just a,
Hmm.
Snegu's bedroom. Every window is ajar. Drifts of snow cover the furniture. A pile of stale bread rolls on the window sill. Have been attracting bears, judging by the claw marks on the window frame.
oh,
An
bears
ice
and
pick
elves.
pierces the bed's single pillow, rupturing the ice that had joined it to the mattress. Um, yeah, it's she's peculiar, like all members of the family. Um, and yeah, lately I don't think you witnessed it yourself, but you gathered that Snegorotchka broke a cursed mirror and got a splinter in her eye. It is slowly, no, it's still healing. Sorry, this gives me the summary of stuff. Anyway, but you know that part. Like she has like a bandage and she blows off concerns about her recent injury. Um, it's like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's these things just take time. But I was waiting for someone to come around. Why is everything getting dirtier around here? I don't understand it. Things used to be kept spick and span, and she kind of looks at you weird, like again, one bandaged eye, like she's not clearly seeing you the same. She's like, oh, you need to what's going on with your face there? That's ooh. You should probably get that taken care of. You should clean that up. Just kind of looking at you all weird. In fact,
My lady?
yeah, it's everyone here. Everyone's just the place is getting dirtier. Everyone's just getting horribly ugly. That's it. Get out of my room. I want something beautiful brought here at once. Something from the forest. Not everything in this manor is just getting. I can't bear to look at it.
Something from the forest, ma'am.
By the way, there's like a normal mirror in her room, and there's nothing different about your appearance. You don't
Oh
know.
yeah, like I definitely was checking. I
Yeah.
assumed that I had like
No.
sugar stuck to my face or something.
Nope. Nothing
Um,
different.
Something from the forest, ma'am. Like it- an ornament of like from a
Something
tree.
beautiful, something magical, something not dirty and ugly and ordinary like this.
Do you need a calming tea? I could go get you a tea from the cook.
Not unless it's tea from the forest. I can hardly call this room my domain. It's this dirty corner and this confined walls. And she just like starts, she just shoos you out, basically.
Oh.
This is not, she's acting strange. They're all strange, but
Child needs some strong drugs.
yeah. Oh, yeah. How old? You said that she was younger. Like, how old is this child?
I mean, I'm not thinking child. I'm thinking like
Like preteen or like
16,
teenage? Okay, teenager.
maybe.
Sure.
I feel like Jolnir is probably the next, maybe, and maybe he's like 21
Sure.
or 24. I don't know.
Sounds good. Okay, so you have Snegu bring her something beautiful from the forest outside. Um, Apparently everything and everyone in Claus Manor is has become horrendously ugly, is her complaint. Um, so think about how you want to go about that, and let's
I already got it.
nice. Okay. So we had another role from to do for Mr. Pepperbrake, Mr. Banetree, I wrote this wrong, is in the middle of assisting with all the blood. But what was your other? Oh, you succeeded
Well,
on.
I did, but Kringler's up on the. I came back
That's
to the
right.
kitchen
Okay.
and Kringler's up on the shelves doing whatever she does. You know, I don't really ask unless she asks for me. She's a bit wild, but I
Oh,
mean,
okay. This is
if
great.
she's
Yeah, I'll
watching me,
introduce
okay,
hers.
great.
Yeah, and then we'll come back to it. So she again, this was the more right, the more feral.
Right.
Even in the description, it just said like someone who was adopted from the forest. It didn't. It was kind of weird in the description. Um, but you're not sure what she's doing. She's digging around in the cracks in the corners and on the tops of the cabinets. And she's just muttering and she sees you and she says, like, I don't think cookies and treats are good enough this year. I've heard that some children set their shoes out at night so that they will find small goodies in them the next day. And I I think we need to innovate. I think we need to find yeah, why have a handful of treats? I think the children should have like 1,000. And but your cookies, I don't like the way those smell. I don't think they just sit there. They're the same shape. They don't have movement to them. And you realize that she's like plucked out like a spider. She's like put it in one hand. She's like collecting insects, and you realize she's holding like um cicada shells and beetles. And starts to pile them in like a cooking bowl you're about to use or something. And it basically asks you to gather an assortment of spiders and cicadas, any insects really, as long as they have plenty of legs that are moving, ideally. You want them to still be alive. The more the merrier, like maybe even 1,000, and they need to be kept alive. And you can stash them wherever it's convenient.
Right. So first thing in the morning, young Yolnir comes down, tells me he wants me to kill a bunch of vermin. Then I'll come back for doing that. I'll try to fill up these buckets of blood, and now young Kringler wants me to preserve and catch a bunch of vermin.
Mhm.
Well, ain't this just the day for old Banetree? Can't catch a break. Never gonna get to these dishes.
Yeah. How does I don't know, I feel like based on what we described with Banetree, like you're dealing with all this blood and stuff. Does a pile of insects But in one of your cooking bowls disturb you at all?
I don't think.
More of a nuisance?
No, it's a bit of a nuisance. In fact, I think that I've given Kringler a lot of cooking bowls over the years to collect various little creepy crawlers.
Hmm.
But this is different because she wants me to do it now, which is very out of character for her. Normally,
Hmm.
she just wants a treat.
Hmm.
Well, old Bainbridge, he's got to do something for himself, ain't he?
That's great. Be thinking about how you want to do that.
Sure, Ab.
Thanks for the reminder in the chat. We've maybe a couple more rolls here, and then we'll start to wrap things. Mr. Pepperbrake. So, how do you want to go about this plan going into town?
Well, I think going into town, I already, sort of perfect situation. See, I want to throw some snowballs
Hmm.
with some rocks in them.
Uh-huh.
What better way to show if people are good or not than if they go and help the ones that happen to get the rocks with the snowballs in them? Let's
Hmm.
start a town-wide snowball fight, throw some rocks in the mix, see who stops and helps each other when they start getting bloody, you know? Simple as that. One, two, three. Nice, naughty. Probably
Yeah.
the ones hit with the stones we can assume are naughty. I'll just assume that for my own sake, you know?
Yeah. It's like if they bleed kind of thing.
Yeah.
If they bleed, they deserved it.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like a witch
I'd be
fry.
right.
Learn how to duck, you
Yeah.
know? Like, obviously. Yeah.
Love it. So, any skills that would help you?
Oh, I don't know if, well, I sort of feel like the doctor vibes. It's
Hmm.
sort of like the opposite, but causing blood. Uh,
Maybe
might
humors.
still fall under humors. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. You kind of trying to get the measure of, I don't know, of their nature, their humors.
Yeah,
Um, one light die. Um, do you want to take a twist, accept a twist from any other player? I don't think you can
sure.
get help on this because you're out on your own.
Yeah, I'm,
Um,
I'm on my own. Yeah. I'll take a twist and I'll
so this,
sacrifice some of my soul.
why not? Why not go?
Yeah,
So devilish bargains may be accepted to advance one's aims within the manor. A touch of naughty to achieve the nice. Um, Someone can offer a bonus light die. You can get it once by offering a twist to your plan that will happen no matter what. Um, so this might include something like causing collateral damage or unintended harm, uh, getting lost or separated from companions, sacrificing something important, attracting unwanted attention, revealing secret information. And you as a player are always free to accept or reject proposed twists. Um, you can veto them. We can kind of negotiate. But does anyone have any twists you want to offer for this plan?
No matter what happens, a rock-filled snowball is going to bounce off of the back of someone's head and hit one of your people from the nice list and knock them out.
Oh,
I
meaning like
love
you
it.
won't be able to
Love
bring
it.
on the nice people.
You're gonna be down one nice person, but also possibly knock them unconscious.
Mhm.
This is a risk I'm willing to take for them. Yeah.
But I mean, Aki, please offer a different twist
I
if you
rather
got
like
one.
that twist. My only thought was that uh that uh Pepperbrake has not been actually allowed to have the afternoon off. So were he seen cavorting in the fields
Mhm.
with townspeople, seeming to have the time of his life by
Mhm.
someone who didn't, well, by anyone, he would have
Yeah,
seemed to be shirking his responsibilities.
it's pretty good. I was gonna suggest that no matter what, the fervor of the snowball fight will mean that people get carried away and take it to the manor and like into the manor. Like random people will just keep it going at really inappropriate times. So you can
I love
accept
all of
those,
these. So
combine them. Yeah.
do I accept all of them or do I accept
Basically choose one. You could alter it if you want to, but basically accept one and that can give you an extra light die.
I I love all of them. Um, I think for my character, I will choose the snowball fight continues into the manor because I
Nice.
feel like that will cause both joy and disturbance in the long run for my character.
Nice. All right, and you said you wanted to add the dark die because why not? So
Yeah,
you
awesome.
still do two light and one dark.
Okay, I don't are my dice weighted because I got the same exact roll of
Mm.
5, 4, and 2. So the 2 is the dark die. 5 was the um light die, the highest on the light die. I wanna roll them once more though, just for
Sure.
Was it
statistics.
542?
Mhm.
Okay, no. Yeah,
Okay.
they're not weighted. I got 1 and a 1. I'm glad that
Oh,
wasn't the real roll.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Good Lord.
We're all good. We're good.
What was the highest? Or you go with the five
Oh
is
no,
the
no,
highest?
I'll go with the first one. I'll go with the first one. I was just
Yeah.
curious if
Oh,
that
sure,
was
sure.
Just
The mixed
testing
success.
probability.
yeah.
Um, so Lord Claus's troubles temporarily quelled. He goes back into the pile. So basically, if it's a full success, the trouble's firmly quelled and like it's out of the picture for longer. There is a complication besides the bargain we added. Um, and then we assign you a new family member. Um, which is okay. Losing track of family members. Okay, so I gotta back up a step. You succeeded at the Gertrude one as well, right? With the antlers, but also there's a complication.
Yeah.
I think, and that was before this. I think that just to kind of try to speed things up in a certain way, I think what I'll say is that um oh, this works. Yeah, as a complication from dealing with the snowball problem, basically Gertrude's trouble comes back. Like she's the next one up, as I'm just kind of pushing that one. And part of the the snowball fight carrying on into the manor, um, it's confusing. There's just a lot of commotion of villagers crowding the manor. Some of them are having fun and having the snowball fight, and others are angry. There seems to be conflicting narratives. Some people are bleeding from snowball fights, but some of these people look a bit more like wounded, like this isn't a snowball with rocks in it. Um, in fact, someone uh, is already wearing a piece of bloody antler, but it is like embedded in their shoulder. It's not even one of the decorations. The villagers are complaining from attacks by a monstrous white reindeer, and that it has been terrorizing the villages at night, particularly homes with Christmas decorations, and they are demanding that the Claus family intervene. Uh, you would know, of course, there's no giant white reindeer on the sled team, but um, while this is all happening, Lady Claus finds you, says, very disappointed, Mr. Pepperbrake. I thought everything was going well with the decorations, and it just seems, well, I don't know if this is your ineptitude or someone else's, but we will get to the bottom of this, I'm sure. Just find these. You see how some of these villagers are just making merry, a little blood here, little snowballs. It's just part of the fun. I understand that. But those who are causing a fuss about reindeer, we can't have that. That's not spreading the good cheer and the image of our prestigious manor and all that reindeer do for us in their service. So if you could just tell all of those folks I would like a word with them. I think we can clear things up. Have them meet me at the old yew tree, old meeting place. Um, she describes the old yew tree at the edge of the woods that has sort of old Christmas markings carved in the bark. It's that one where they sing those old carols sometimes. I'll meet with them there. Maybe they'll relate to me better on, just speaking of traditions, and um, we'll sort all this out. So that's your next level of trouble escalating with Lady Claus, is to gather the villagers um, discreetly, bring them to the giant yew tree, um,
And
and
what's a bit of reindeer horn? It's actually a medicinal thing. I used to do some doctoring here and there, and really, it's reindeer horns can be very beneficial for the humor circulation. So really, they were probably poked with one as a treatment of sorts. So I think you have nothing to worry about at all,
I
Lady
like your
Claus.
way of thinking. In fact, I think this should be tested further. I think she actually, like, her eyes light up for some reason at this idea of like piercing them with antler pieces.
Oops.
Yes, yes, give them all the treatment. Wonderful. Everyone should benefit. Um, I always say
I'll
traditional
I'll get
medicine.
right away to grinding up some reindeer horn, and we can have it in all the meals going forward. That will be
Nice.
even better than stabs.
And as
Perfect.
she, a lot of the Claus family seem to, their sort of casual violence or cruelty in the way they describe things getting done. She kind of like, when you're leaving the conversation, you can't remember if she said just bring them there, or like if she implied just forcibly just like tie them to the tree. Like, what's the difference? Just like, yes, get them there so they'll stay. Antler, antler puncture. Amazing. We're almost at 9. I want to make sure we touch on any like unresolved actions here before we start wrapping things up. We have the task for Kringla, um, the task for Snegu.
I haven't gotten a chance to describe a plan yet.
Oh, yes,
So
yeah.
if that's
Do it,
possible, that would be awesome.
please. Yeah, for Snegu.
Um, well, I think yeah, I wasn't trying to interrupt if
No,
you
no,
were
no,
speaking.
please. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. I think Miss Jolly in her time as a starving artist probably knew of a lot of folks um, who imbibed psychedelics of varying degrees and talked of how magical and beautiful they made the ordinary appear. So I think Jolly gets the idea to look for um, some mushrooms uh somewhere, and
Mhm.
maybe asks for assistance um from Mr. Banetree in determining what mushrooms weren't quite poison, but also weren't just regular old put it in a pie mushroom. um and would try to make some sort of a magical mushroom tea uh, to give to Snegu. So to sort of bring the forest to Snegu via
Nice.
bug, and um, allow her to have a lovely midwinter's trip from the safety of her own weird ass icicle room.
Yep. Um, awesome. So you, for the first die, any skills that you want to use?
Um, I mean, I don't know, instruments, like just the ability to um kind of find find strange purpose for things, or, kind of
Oh, sure.
cobble things together.
So you're talking about being like a visual artist, so not like musical instrument, but like craft and
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. But my thought is that it wouldn't be just mushrooms. It would be like mushrooms plus like sage from the garden and
Mm.
varying other, nootropics and adaptogens that would assist. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Are there any actual like tools or instruments, like maybe between the two of you, are there any strange kitchen implements or
Good Lord.
items from the
Sorry, my
manor?
phone. Um, I mean, I'm thinking I have some old I have like an X-Acto knife and from like cutting up
Sure.
like old art supplies, and like probably like a um probably like a mortar and pestle or something for making my own inks, and
Sure.
so yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Banetree willing to you have like all the tasks.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of things going on, but I could certainly help indicate where I think some of the more potent varieties of a fungus and lichen are likely to bloom. As I do a bit of what's it called? Foraging
Mm-hmm.
my own self for my own purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm willing to share from my meager stash, but I can set you up with the way to
Yeah,
find your own.
and I know you're busy, so what I could do is you could just sort of tell me where to go. I could bring back a few, lay them out in front of you on the
Right.
table, and you could just sort
Absolutely.
of be like, yes, no, maybe, no, yes. You know,
Absolutely. One of
I
my
don't want to take up
skills
too much of your time then.
is food. No, I understand. Listen, you got to keep the inside warm and the outside cold.
Right.
That's the truth. That's
That's
the
right.
God's honest. So happy to help. Just can't be there myself. Otherwise, I'd gladly take this from you because it's one of my skills. But as I've said, got to collect a lot of bugs for Miss Kringler, and there's still blood to be blooded. So,
Listen, they just heap too much on you, innit?
that's the life of a cook. Everyone wants to eat, and everyone wants to eat what they want to eat. And that's just what a cook will do, you know? The last to eat, the first to serve, I always say.
I also love that like we've had no mention of where 8 buckets of blood are coming from somewhere in the
Oh, I'm
background.
sure we've got
Yeah.
goats or something. I don't know.
Of
Listen, I can lay my hands on 8 buckets of blood by nightfall.
course.
Yeah, no problem.
Um, cool. So that's 2 light dice. Do you want to roll with that or do you want to add dark dice to the mix?
Um, I mean, what this game is play to lose, so
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah.
yeah. So I've got 2 light dice, and I can add 1 dark to risk my soul.
Your soul. Yeah.
Yep,
All right.
you got it. Here we go. No Emmys, no Emmys. Jolly, jolly holiday. All right, cool. So the highest is on a light with a 5, and the dark one is a 3. The dark one.
Perfect. Another mixed success. Your trouble is quelled for now. This was Gertrude. Okay. She goes,
No,
No, it
what?
was
No.
the ice snagoo.
sorry.
Negu.
Snegu. This card's mixed up. Snegu goes back. Okay, great. You um find what you were looking for. There's some kind of complication. Um, come back to that. Think about it for a second. Oh man, okay. And then I give you a new family member. Maybe I'll write that down for next time. Actually, no. I will leave a cliffhanger because I know what that is. While you're out in the forest, this is the complication, is that you encounter Jolnir. I'll just read this one to you. You stumble on a troubling
Chalamet.
scene. Yeah, wasn't that what you said last time we
It
played? Like,
was, and then when I saw him when you held up the card, that's like it immediately took me back to last year.
um, yeah, you as you're maybe gathering the last few ingredients, the mushrooms, the herbs, and everything, you stumble upon a troubling scene. The Rat King is real and has taken Jolnir hostage. The intruder, and maybe this is when you're getting back from the woods. Let's say maybe this is in the edge of the woods or something. The intruder, clad in black, face concealed with a red-eyed rat mask, is accompanied by a large black rat sitting on his shoulder. And Jolnir is bound at the foot of a tree, head pulled back, soft white throat exposed to the Rat King's blade. And he says over his shoulder to it's like a small dog-sized rat sitting on his shoulder. So what's that? Yes. Yes, Papa. I think we will have something warm to drink very soon. And you realize his other hand has like a cup ready to just like
He called the rat Papa.
Papa. Mhm. That's what it says. um, but the trouble handed to you, I think Jolnir's like, wait. And basically like you have to save his life. Like again, you need this job. You have to negotiate a release. Negotiate with the Rat King is the trouble that's landed
Oh my God.
of you. So we can pick that up next time. um that really escalated. That's number two.
See what
Um
happens when you duck your main responsibility, you end up fighting a
something else.
rat king in a forest.
Hmm.
That's two, though. What's five?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, so five for all these is like the end, like the bad endings. Like,
Cataclysmic.
yep. So okay, so I don't lose track. Mr. Pepperbrake did complete the other task, but now there's a new one from Miss Gertrude. Mr. Banetree is working on bugs from
Collecting
Kringla.
bugs.
Those are the three on the table right now, right? Um,
Just to make sure Pepperbrake got full credit, Pepperbrake actually took care of two things because
one before
one got
was
ducked from me.
Antler and snowball fight.
oh, the
Yeah.
one that's taken care of was yeah, Lord Claus. That
Mhm.
one went away. Found that yeah. Any other like threads that we haven't touched on that you want to narrate, like how you yeah, a lot of this just like you describe the thing and then the roll happens and we keep going. So some of it's a bit speedy in that way, but anything you want to add about the nice people? The nice list. Like were there some
I
people who
feel
were
like
helping?
I feel like maybe it would be fun if like some a member of the nice list also got stabbed with a reindeer horn or something.
Oh no.
I feel like that would be a fun sort of twist where I'm like supposed to be giving them and their names to one person, but also bringing them to another. Um,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but otherwise, you know, great snowball fight, amazing. Saw some blood, as expected. But what else are you hoping for in a snowball fight? What's a snowball fight without some blood? Hit some people really hard in the back of the head too, which was quite a good success for my side of the snowball fight. And yeah, people really cared about each other. There's several people who came to the aid of their bleeding team members. Even some came to the aid of team members that people that weren't on their team. They were on the other side. They were coming over to the other side, and of course I pelted them with snowballs. But then I added their name to the nice list, and it worked out great on both ends. I won, and won. So it was perfect.
Amazing.
I like the idea that I like you end up coming back to me with like your nice list, which did have like six names or something, and like now like one is crossed off and is like stabbed
Mhm.
like one
Required elsewhere.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I like the idea that then what I have to give to Lord Claus is like this list of like, well, it's not quite what you asked for. And they are really hard to come by this year.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot less nice people in the world. Um,
Someone seems scared of me for some reason. So when I was like pelting snowballs, they wouldn't come near. Maybe need to amp up their game, be nicer, you
Mhm.
know?
yeah, get in the spirit. Do we want to do for Mr. Baintree? Do you want to like finish a roll, or because you were
No,
gonna
I think we could do the finding insects next time.
pick that up? Okay, cool.
Gonna pick up. I get the feeling I'm going to fail,
Yeah, no
but
one's actually failed a roll here yet,
yeah.
so
Well, this one I am particularly not suited for, so this should go well.
fun stuff.
Yeah.
Um, cool. Well, we'll leave everything there just to remind myself and also for the recording. So we have Kringle Claus has asked Mr. Baintree to gather like 1,000 bugs, hopefully alive, for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Yolnir is at the mercy of the Rat King. His throat's about to be cut. Is the Rat King the person in the mask or Papa, the giant rat on their shoulder? Who knows? But Miss Jolly has to save his life. Um,
And Snagoo, uh, can we come back to
yeah.
describing her uh mushroom tea
Oh yeah, for sure.
concoction and how that goes and whether or not it satisfies as something beautiful?
Yeah, yeah. I think so. The running to Jolnir was part of the complication. I just
Right.
threw that in there. I think, but maybe it'll be some complication we'll get to. But once you're actually able to get it all the way, then we can narrate that success for
For
sure.
sure.
And then Lady Gertrude, yeah, has asked Mr. Pepperbrake to. I kind of just took what Dyan said and like ran with that too because it was too good. But first she was just saying gather slash tie the people to the tree, unclear. But then you're talking about like doing more experimental quack doctor medicine with reindeer antlers. Um, the most important thing seemed to be the people that were causing a fuss and that she would sort it out with them at this tree with runes carved in it in the woods. So those are your requests as they are right now, and we'll pick them up next time. Let's go to Stars and Wishes.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, ho, ho.
Stars and wishes.
Well, antler puncture was a
Antler puncture's
star for
way up there.
sure.
Stellar.
Way
Yep.
up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And just these characters. Oh my gosh. Everything about the inside, keep the inside warm. That was
Mhm.
so fun.
Hmm. Yes, definite star for Deanne setting up that there's like a division. The upstairs downstairs of
Yep.
Downton Abbey is now inside outside of the Klaus Manor.
Yep.
And I love that Skye and I both became these scheming sort of cockney inside people who are like,
Yeah.
I guess Banetree does want to do work, but is also sort of like obviously up to various things. So I like that. And then I really love the seduction slash mystification of poor Mr. Pepperpot.
Yeah,
Uh,
huge star on that. Oh my
just
gosh, that was so
pulling up
fun.
every night, like, oh, have you been working out? Hey, you got the afternoon off. I mean, just great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also huge star also for the Banetree's like fire theme
Hmm.
and bring that into like the solving of the
Yeah.
lighting all the rats on fire.
Hmm.
Just oh, that was so fun. And just like
I
any
yeah,
opportunity to bring it back to the fire. I loved that. Oh
gotta
my
do it.
gosh.
Gotta do it. I don't know how it will really manifest, but I'm trying to keep it front of mind. That's really fun. I
Hmm.
Yeah.
love that mechanic of having a burden.
Yeah.
Uh but the fire one is a real they're all wild when you get to five, but that one is just so strange.
Hmm. Hmm.
I want to give a really big star just to everyone's intros. I just really, I mean, number one, like Banetree just started with a whole like comedy monologue.
Hmm.
And I was like
Yes.
fully ready to just sit back and just watch the
Yep.
Banetree show. Honestly,
Hmm.
it gave me a big big throwback feeling, just like totally different characters, but to the captain from our last one shot game that we
Oh
were
my
just
Yes.
God.
playing.
Yes.
Yeah, same feeling. And yeah, I love the fuckitude of like of Pepperbrake just being like, yeah, but whatever.
Yeah.
I used to, bring people back from the dead. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's all just changing the oil.
Change them
Um
oils.
yeah. And yeah, oh, I love like, oh my God, the awful closet is on
Hmm.
Oh,
my
yes.
top stars list. Number one, just like naming something plain, something horrifying, is really what like gives these games juice.
Hmm.
And then yeah, thank you for Gabriel for re-explaining ducks this game in a way that let me kind of feel like I wanted to try it. Because
Hmm.
I think last time, to be honest, the duck and goose or
Hmm.
cooking a goose,
Yeah.
both of them, I kept like scrolling back to them trying to be like, do I understand what this mechanic is?
Hmm.
But I think it's so that's also a star to the intrepid creator of this game, because I think that is also a really fun thing to be able to play with, is just being like, no, I don't want to do that, and like I'm gonna push it off on someone else, but I have to come up with a creative way to do it,
Hmm.
just like in real life,
Yeah.
when specifically when you're like, I need this job. But yeah,
Yeah.
I loved getting to watch, the unfolding of y'all's characters working together on the getting of the blood and um the setting of the rat cooker trap.
Hmm.
Uh all just high quality goodness.
Also, stars to Gabriel. I really enjoyed
Yes.
your various manic characters.
Yeah,
I
they're
feel
all
like
so
there was
deranged.
well, I yeah, but I feel like tapped into you really like RP'd with us
Hmm.
Yeah.
on like Santa Claus is the weird sniffing of people's ideas or intentions or whatever the fuck is going on with Santa Claus. And then Gertrude's like uh weird fastidiousness for the season,
Mhm.
and Yulnir's creepy like sort of I don't know, like I feel like there was like an Encyclopedia Brown esqueness to him
Mm.
in that first scene. Where he was like, I got this mystery. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you're giving us a good amount to work with as our characters with the Klaus folk. I can't wait
Big
to meet
wish,
Big Dead. Oh,
big wish is getting to see uh Banetree interact with Gertie now.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, given the intro,
Phase,
especially.
right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Phase and Gertie. Yeah. That's gonna be a fun one to see.
Yeah.
And
No, that was a
seconding
wish from
this,
mine from the start when you said that too. I'm like, I hope that comes up, and it didn't come up for you specifically, but seconding that.
and also seconding the start for the as you said, like all the characters of uh all like the um opposite of stuff. The people living
The
there are all weird.
lords or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, lords and ladies and such are all such weird, but Gabriel, you made them such unique weirdness that
Hmm.
it was like so fun because like they were so distinctly weird.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And that
yeah,
was
yeah.
so awesome. And also the Miss Jolly, wherever, what was it? I think I wrote it down. Always a holiday when Jolly's around or whatever. It was something, it
Hmm.
rhymed
Hmm.
somehow. I loved
Always a
Like
that
a
in the
holiday or
intro.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So star there as well. This is just and also getting our all of our characters to be interacting. That was like star there as well.
Yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, stars too. So as far as the characters, yeah, I mentioned thing I'm using the expansion, which well, the cool thing is each of these family members has a trouble, a section that's escalating. And for these expansions that for this game, they've had different authors write those troubles. So like I forgot. Actually, I wrote Gertrude's in this with the weird reindeer stuff.
Hell
But all the other
yeah.
ones are written by
Yeah.
specific people, and so like they all have these very distinct weird flavors. And I had a lot of fun not knowing all the other ones in here, so I was just reading them blind. I started to read the thing that says what's happening, like, oh nope, she's healing, it's fine.
That was great.
Um,
That was
That
a
was
very
so cool,
funny
yeah.
but
of table moment.
yeah,
Oh,
um,
also the fact that it was a shard in the eye.
Ugh,
Yeah.
When
so
you
crazy.
specifically joked about that. And
Yeah.
like
yeah. Skye in the chat said,
that
yeah,
was
just like also
wild.
toe in the eye, and it's like, oh, well, this is maybe worse, but yeah. Um, no,
What's what's also funny because like uh, since we live in the same household, it's conceptual that I could have had a clue of that, but like no,
yeah,
I
yeah,
definitely did not read that or
this
anything.
happens.
I was
Yeah.
just like, let me say something really odd and off color,
Right.
like no Holly Sprig eyeball shish kebabs, please and thank you. But
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
It's just a magic mirror eyeball splinter.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
yeah,
Very different. Very
healing.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But huge stars to all the such strong characters. Like Skye was saying, I could just, and that's kind of the most fun part about GMing is when you can just watch the show and like I could just stop saying anything and you guys could just, I mean that would still, the story would work. Just the strength of everything you're doing, you all could just go off and
There's real drama
tell me how
here.
the rest of the session goes. I could
Mhm.
just sit here and be entertained. um it's so much fun. All the choices, Mr. I really like the awkward like Mr. Pepperbrake interacting with Jolly and Banetree, where it was kind of the like, yeah, the character drama where you're like, oh yeah, I'll do this for you. Like the kind of like, I don't know, there's some charming interaction going on here. Other did people have crushes here or like,
The flustered Pepperbrake was really
yeah,
good.
because I thought it was gonna be more of this animosity, and then there was that. That was like a really fun surprise moment, and it was stars to characters helping each other. I actually had to like think about how to make it work mechanically because I'm used to it just being its own thing. So we just kind of wove that in. But one wish I had with that too is it's a lot of like spinning plates, and that's kind of the fun of this game is it just goes insane. But I love when we can make those troubles collide, and the way you all are kind of setting that up really well. Like you're both maybe gathering stuff in the woods, or you're both dealing with overlapping troubles. So I think that's going to be really exciting to have those things just make make each other worse. Um, which is for me, I haven't run this or a lot of games this year really, so it's a bit of a mental challenge to keep track of stuff as well. So I realized I wasn't doing any spirit rules. So I want to bring those in where it's like, here's a disturbing thing. Let's see if this bumps up your holiday spirit. Um, and the other thing I forget, there's another. Oh, I think me being caught up in trying to keep track of all the characters and their troubles, I think a wish for next time is to give more time for you guys to narrate the successes. I was kind of saying you did it and here's a complication, but um the pacing of this game with all of its weirdness sometimes means we're already on to the next thing and we didn't fully get to see the last one play out. So I'm kind of curious to pick up some of those threads too.
we did way more than you were setting out to do tonight, though,
Yeah.
because you were like, we're
True.
just gonna build characters and then like introduce one set of troubles. And I feel like
No,
we're in
we did a
like
lot.
the third set of troubles.
Hmm.
So, I mean,
Some
yeah,
of
We've already got
them,
a kidnapped Yolnir, so things are
yeah,
accelerating.
yeah,
yeah.
they're all at level 2, I think is the highest so far. Um,
Well, I mean, the third
even
round of
several
people
rounds.
Yeah.
getting
Yeah,
troubles.
yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
it's true.
Setting a nice baseline of like this is how
Yes.
frantic it tends to be, and now things can
Yeah,
spiral out of control.
yeah,
Very fun.
yeah. But no, delightful. It's so much. I just love the combination of tones in this game because it's got the humor and the horror and the like whimsical and the really weird. Um, so it's perfect.
And Christmas.
Yeah.
Also, can Can Snagu get visions of sugar plums from the mushroom drink?
That would be really
That's
fun
so
because no one has
cool.
that
Since
specific
no
card.
one took it, I just feel like
Yeah,
maybe that feels like an appropriate potential effect.
that sounds like a fun twist. I won't limit it. It might be weirder than that, but
I'm just saying that's a wish
yeah,
and nothing more.
yeah. I like that in the holiday spirit list that Visions of Sugar Plums actually becomes like
A
sugar
trouble.
plums, like a proper name, like Sugar Plums is coming. Like it's great.
Yep.
Awesome. Any other stars or wishes?
I wish to get another date on the books.
I
That's
was
right.
thinking the exact same. I love
Oh, yeah.
it.
Pause the recording to well, actually, yeah, I was like, it makes sense to keep it on there because then I'll remember it, but I'll just pause it for the sake of entertainment. All right, till next time with pick it up later.